Hello everybody, my name is Shortline614. Welcome to episode, I think, 14 of Shortline Space Program. In this episode, we will be sending out the two truss segments that we launched last time to Columbia Station, out Challenger Station, for this is the core of Challenger Station. And, well, you have these two massive truss segments, which will be forming the core of Challenger Station, of course, our Minmus Station. And I go ahead and deploy that solar panel, which which previously could not be deployed. But we're gonna float, and we're gonna take that nuclear tug of ours, and we're gonna attach it to those two truss segments, and we're gonna send it out to Minmus. So of course this is the second operational, or first operational. Well, the first one was just a test. This is the second operational mission, or first operational mission of our Nerva tug here, which will be ferrying supplies and, the various modules out to Challenger Station. But, I get these relatively close to Columbia Station, just park them next to them. And, I try and get this tug attached, which that was a bit of an issue for me, because I'm still getting used to flying this large craft. So what I decided to do is I just decided to switch over to the payload, which of course doesn't just comprise those two modules. It also comprises an adapter, which we're going to be sending out there. And so yeah, I go ahead, and this has enough monopropellant. This has loads of monopropellant that I can go ahead and I can dock this to the tug, which is rather nice. I go ahead. It's not the safest docking in the world. Of course, we're at 4 times speed, but I do manage to get them docked, although they're not aligned. That really doesn't matter so much. And we go ahead and we orientate this into the proper direction. It is now time to take our massive payload out to Minmus. And I go ahead and I set up a maneuver node, trying to get some sort of encounter with Minmus, even if it's not the best, because we have enough fuel that we can do everything we want to over there. And now it's time to just point towards the maneuver node and wait. I think this is going to be possibly the biggest craft that we will be ferrying this tug for, but who knows. About 1,000 meters, second at Delta V. We have around 2,500 in the Nerva tug, and well, it is time, and we begin our burn out to Minmus. We fly underneath Columbia Station, and, well, that payload will never see it again, because this is going to form its own station. The Nerva tug, of course, will return on its travels, on its journeys back and forth, ferrying various craft to and from Kerbin and Minmus, and the Mun as well, eventually. So there's the craft, of course, just flying. It looks rather nice. And continuing to, I just delete the maneuver node at that point because it's fine. And then I point in that direction, hoping that it would give me a better Minmus encounter, I guess. And then we did get a Mun encounter, but of course we're not going to the Mun, so I just fly past it. And I eventually, set up another maneuver node, a mid-course correction, to get us onto the proper trajectory for a Minmus encounter. And I obviously just point towards the maneuver node, and we're leaving low Kerbin orbit fairly quickly. flying up past the orbits of the relays, and you know, we do this quick burn in order to get an encounter, and we fly up to Minmus. It takes like 7 days, I think, normally. And there we go. We have a Minmus encounter. And well, I orientate the craft to begin a burn to get into a capture orbit, and then we can obviously adjust stuff later on. I always come in at kind of a strange angle. But, oh, that's fine. Minmus, as I said, Minmus is a small moon. You don't need a lot to do, you don't need a lot of LTV to basically do anything around Minmus. So, I orientate myself towards the normal, towards anti-normal, because we need to get into an orbit that isn't counterclockwise to everything else that is around the system. And that's fairly easy. Doing it all the way up here makes it easier because it doesn't take a whole lot of LTV compared to if you did it in a lower orbit. And plus, we have the fuel. We have 800 meters a second left, and once we get rid of that, once we go ahead and deploy our payload, obviously the tug will have more, and then it can, you know, return home and whatnot. And, so yeah, I was having a bit of trouble actually getting us into its proper orbit because I was kind of half paying attention during this time. As I said, I record all this, 2 weeks in advance, because I recorded this 2 weeks ago, and, well, while this isn't the last thing I did record some yesterday with sending out some more stuff, which, I want to get that out, and then maybe I'll do a live stream, who knows. Because, for me, the day I'm recording this, which is Labor Day 2020, school starts for me tomorrow, so I don't know how much I'm going to be able to actually, record and edit. And, you're probably sick of the RCS sounds at this point, because they seem to be, omnipresent, but, I want to get this, my plan is I want to get this into a similar enough orbit, and then what I want to do is I want to take the current Challenger station and I want to break it apart into its several pieces and then fly the pieces over to Challenger station, to the new Challenger station. Which, of course, is going to be our fuel refinery, because we're going to have multiple landers. I think we're going to have 2. They'll go down, mine for ore, and then they'll come back up, and they'll convert them into fuel so we don't have to continuously send up more fuel from Kerbin. So, I just warp around until I get an encounter that's close enough to where I need to go. Of course, Minmus encounters are kind of, they're strange. What counts as a sloppy Minmus encounter, what counts as a sloppy encounter in Minmus orbit is a really good encounter in Kerbin orbit. But, so yeah, that makes sense. So yes, I get into a close enough orbit, a 50 by 50 kilometer orbit. And, this is just there. I adjust the eccentricity somewhat. And, well, there I go. That station is, deployed, and now it's just time to do some more complicated assembly stuff. You know, just getting into a nice orbit, and then I point it in the direction that I want to. And, well, that's Challenger Station so far, and I go ahead and I start deploying all the various, you know, antenna and whatnot. And, then I go ahead and I need to deploy the solar panels. Of course, this station is going to be kind of like a power tower sort of station design. And, obviously these trusses are just exact copies of the trusses that were at Columbia Station. But, there we go. That's Challenger Station deployed. Well, it's not Challenger Station right now. Well, I guess it is. Well, we switched to the craft that is named Challenger Station, which won't be named Challenger Station for long, because, it is time to break it in half and then send them over to the new Challenger Station. Of course, these were the fuel tankers, which we used to refuel Columbia Station on the live stream. And, I'm like, how about we reuse these for Challenger Station? Because, it's going to be a fuel station. It's going to be converting ore into fuel. We're going to need all the fuel storage that we can get. I didn't want these to go to waste, so I put them onto the nuclear tug and I sent them out here. And, that's what we've done. And, obviously just quick and easy transfer, just pointing towards the station and burning towards the station. And then, I just fly over. And, there it is. And, these will be going on to the bottom truss of the station. But eventually, I do eventually want to move these from the place that we're going to dock them, because this was just kind of a quick and easy way to get them docked. So I orientate the station in the way I want it to be. I reorientate it, and then I switch back to this, and I go ahead, and my plan is to dock this entire thing, this entire long craft. Good thing the RCS is balanced, because it would have been a pain otherwise. But I go ahead and I actually do undock it. Oh yeah, I forgot. And then I turn over and because these solar panels need to be faced away from the rest of the thing. And then I go up and I just standard docking procedure. Of course, you're seeing this at 5 times speed or 4 times speed or something like that. So it goes by all quick and easy. And good. Now we just have to repeat this like 3 more times, and then we're done. And, yes, I go ahead and I had a bit of trouble trying to get it oriented in the proper way for a nice, smooth docking, and then I'm like, magnets will do the work for me. And there we go, that's that segment docked, and of course we have this tug, because every station needs to have at least 2 tugs. And, it's time to dock this and its, adapter to the station. And, we go ahead and we dock it. And, just the easiest docking port, not the one that, I went for the docking ports that were the easiest, not the ones that were the most, where I wanted it to be in the end. So we're gonna have to do a lot of, rearranging later on as the station grows, but that's okay. And I switch back to the other craft, and now it's time to dock this entire thing, which consists of another tanker, the orbital tug, the construction vehicle, and the other fuel tank. And I just fly this thing towards it, and then of course we're going to break it apart into several pieces and dock the individual parts. Which, that'll be all fine and good. Of course, just transferring over, it's min-miss, We come in really close to the station. And we go ahead and we undock the tanker, and now it's time to dock that to its proper port on the opposite side of where the other tanker is docked. And yeah, just right there. And of course, the station is going to have... I go ahead and of course, the station's going to have more modules of, the ore refinery and whatnot. And I go ahead and I undock this. And then what I do is I go ahead and move it in another direction. I go ahead and take that adapter, which is currently in the way of docking the other tanker. And I go ahead and I dock to that, and then I undock, and I just move it over. I could have used the... actually, no, I couldn't have used the construction vehicles, because this was the only craft that had the proper port. And, I just go ahead and I go ahead and I put it in its proper place, and that's going to stay there for now, at least. And now that's cleared the way so that this can dock. The station has a lot of solar panels. Columbia Station has a lot of solar panels, but this does as well. And of course, this is also going to have a lot of large radiators for when we go send up the refinery modules, which should be in the next episode. Which that should come out sometime, probably next week or this weekend. Who knows? This is coming out probably on a Monday or Tuesday, and I will be in school or something. Funny online school. So I go ahead and I undock the construction vehicle from the tug. The tug just kind of tumbles around. And yet again, this is simple. Just going to dock this to a port. So I decide I want to dock it to that port, but the adapter's in the way. So my brilliant idea is to undock the adapter, which technically right now it counts as space junk. So if it goes out of render range, it's dead basically. And basically, I'm gonna dock this to the adapter, and then I'm gonna dock it back in its place. I was kind of panicking because I didn't want it to disappear, but so that's easy. I just go ahead and I dock it to right there, which eventually that's where I'm thinking that eventually that's where the crew module is going to be docked, kind of on its side. Kind of like, as I said, kind of like the original power tower station ideas of the 1980s. And I just go ahead and it goes ahead and docks. Not the perfect docking, but as I said, the craft is small enough that the magnets can do most of the work. And then the last thing to do is just dock this other tug. And well, that's all fine and good. And this was a tug that I had quote deactivated, which I've stopped doing because it just doesn't really matter. And then I just go ahead and I fly over towards the station. And dock it to the opposite side of that, and then the docking ports that are on that truss, the other large docking ports unoccupied is where the fuel refineries are going to go. Initially, I'm just going to send up one, just to kind of test the waters, and then I'm going to send up another one. Which each is going to have their own lander, so we can refine all of the ore, and that's it. That's Challenger Station, reformed and rebuilt, and now it is a big boy station, and now we have something out here that's substantial, fairly large, and I go ahead and I start, transferring fuel. But anyways, thank you all for watching episode 14 of Shortline Space Program. I probably should have edited this more, but I was kind of in a time crunch because, as I said, school starts tomorrow. But thank you all for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you think if you're on YouTube and BitChute. I do live stream on YouTube and Twitch fairly often, so go ahead and do that. Join my Discord server if you want to talk to me for some stupid-ass reason. And, well, I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.